break, including a new look Senate. All the latest AM agenda on Sky News.
Welcome back. One of the biggest challenges for business around the country is getting the right exposure. While traditional forms of advertising may achieve results, many companies struggle to find a targeted and cost-effective way to reach new clients. A new advertising concept has just launched, giving companies of all shapes and sizes the opportunity to drive their businesses through high-impact, moving advertising campaigns. Well, what is it? It's called Signrider Advertising. It's Australian-owned and operated, and it matches drivers to advertisers through their website and designs. And joining me now to talk about it is Dave McGree, who's the founder of Signrider Advertising. Tell us what all this is about. Sure. Advertising for companies on cars?
Exactly as it sounds. So you have drivers who go about doing their everyday thing, and they get paid to drive around with advertising on their car. So
just a normal person. They don't have to...
Normal person. So everyone, we want people of all shapes and sizes from all over Australia. It doesn't matter what car you have. Doesn't matter how old you are or where you drive. There's an advertiser out there for everyone, basically, is what we tell people. So. All
right, well, let's look at it from the driver's point of view, and I think we've got some vision of one of the... There's one there. You've obviously signed up Fujifilm. Now, is that an ordinary person's car, or is that your car?
No, that's just a regular person's car, someone who's registered on the website.
So it's an ad on the side, it's an ad on the back window, presumably on the other side as well.
Yes, it's on both sides in the back window.
So from the driver's point of view, first of all, what do they get out of it, and how hard is it to apply? You said anyone might be accepted. What if you've got an old bomb?
Sure. I mean, any car can be accepted as long as it fits the dimensions. So obviously, as you can see from the image, it needs to fit on the side and the back window of the car. So obviously, a motorbike or a mini moke is no good. But probably 95% of the cars that are driving on the road are okay. And what's in it for the drivers? Look, they get money for doing nothing. Basically, it is money for jam.
What sort of money do they get?
Look, it's a different concept. Is a bidding system. So drivers go on there and say, look, I'll drive that campaign and I'll do it for $40 a week or $50 a week. So they control how much they get, basically. So we tell drivers to expect about $40 a week, which that's going to cover for your petrol, your insurance, or your registration. So when it's money for nothing, a lot of drivers are definitely finding that's music to their ears.
All right, and I mean, when you get into the fine print, do they have to drive at a certain number of hours a week or on certain kind of high viewing capacity roads?
Not at all. So basically, an advertiser selects the driver based on what they're likely to do. So when a driver joins up on the website, they say, I've got a Holden Commodore, and I drive roughly this amount of kilometres per year. And then, so we're not expecting them to suddenly drive from point A to point B. As long as they just go about doing what they always do, then they don't have to actually do anything differently.
All right. When you say join up,
yep. So
what does that mean?
Or just register on the database. It's free. There's not a cent. The drivers will never pay a cent. The only thing they receive is money coming in. So it's free registration. They join up. There's a few questions, a little profile they do just on driver habits. Obviously things like make and model of car. Where they live, how old they are, just a few basic questions that give an advertiser a better chance to match them up with their target market.
Yeah, okay. Now, from the advertiser's point of view, why would they be interested? There's so many different forms of advertising. Why would they choose this one?
Sure. Well, it's a very cost-effective form of advertising, and it definitely complements the existing mediums that they would be currently using. And it's also a way of getting out there to target markets that they probably can't get to, or they struggle to reach. It's getting out there right into the everyday lives of people, which in this day and age it can be hard to do for an advertiser.
So how do you? What sort of response have you had? I suppose
it's been overwhelming. We've only actually launched about a month ago, and the response has been phenomenal. Just people from all over Australia, from a driver's point of view and from an advertiser point of view as well.
And from an advertiser's point of view, you wouldn't have been able to quantify what they might actually get out of it in terms of what sort of exposure they get, those sorts of things? Yeah,
there's a strategy we have in place, so we can actually provide feedback to the advertisers and say that your car was driven this many kilometres over the previous month and it was exposed to this many potential customers. So there is definitely a quantifiable source to give them.
Yeah. So what sort of companies, businesses have signed up? I mean, we've seen Fujifilm.
Yeah, so Fujifilm, that's one example. There's been a design company. There's probably none of them as big as recognised as Fujifilm.
Yeah.
But there's been quite a few that have signed up so far, and like I said, it's only been going for a month. So.
All right. Now, are you the only one in the market, or do you have competition?
Look, we really are the only one in the market at this stage. It's such a new concept, and the way we go about it too, in terms of the bidding system. So letting the drivers and the advertisers basically control the price. You know, they control the market rate.
Well, a most interesting concept. Best of luck with it.
Thank you very much, Helen.
Dave McCree, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
And new figures released on American salaries show there has been substantial increases in pay for some workers, but it seems